Hello everybody and welcome to round 3 of the SLR T2 Championship, and here we are today at the Canadian Grand Prix Montreal, one of my favourite all-time tracks, where I happened to win my only SLR T1 win back in season 2 a very long time ago. But today we're here for tier 2, and we'll see who can take the pole position for round 3. I'm currently on board with F1MD Matt Noah, who's had a mixed time of things so far this season, but let's see what he can accomplish as he comes across the line. A lovely 108.1. I apologise for no T1 stream, but lack of drivers has caused that. And I must admit, this race doesn't mean anything because everything's getting scrapped and redone for round 4 in terms of drivers and tiers, because unfortunately we have a lack of drivers now, which has led to this. That is due to people not turning up really, signing up for something they were never intending to turn up for. And there's let's say fucked me in the arse. But away from that, we're going to focus on today's race. I think we might be looking at a 107th pole. It's going to be very close. We're currently under 108.0. I think T1 pole was 7.7 or something. So it should be very interesting, as AJ has just gone to pole position ahead of Jasper, which is interesting. We've got Robin's P4 as well, with that 0.2. Got Bear out there on the medium tyre, going with the alternate strategy for this. And he'll be hoping to do his Racing Point proud. Got 15 drivers today, and all of them very capable of picking and doing something today. Currently 1 second separates the top 12, or 9/10, which is very interesting. On board with Berry as he comes around the final corner to finish his lap, I think. Or is he just starting one? I think he's just ended his lap there, because he's took it out of his hot lap mode. As Paris goes even quicker with a 107.9 to take provisional pole away from AJ. It's very, very close to top of the order. 2/10 separate the top 4 at the moment. Robin's just in behind, and then everyone else seems to be struggling slightly, a little bit off. But there are your first runs of this qualifying session. On board with the Williams of SLR Lightning, who's been really unlucky in his first few races. He'll be hoping he can improve on it. Hoping for a bit of luck round here. As I'm eating my crumble, this is why I'm trying to do 2 things at once here, a bit of multitasking. Apparently it's not a good thing for men to multitask, but I'm managing. We'll go on board with the Williams. And we'll see what he can achieve. 4th gear, 5th on this famous track lined with walls. It's practically a street circuit. And locks up slightly there. Choose 2nd gear just to try and get a bit more turn in. But yeah, just struggling slightly. Under the bridge, braking under the shadow of the bridge. 4th gear. Just for the turn in, 5th on exit. Now he's going under the Rolex bridge, looking for 100-metre board. There it is. He's got a car ahead of him, which will give him a little bit of dirty air, but shouldn't be too bad. You're watching the wheel spin on the exit there. He's pushing it all the way round. He's currently on a 108.5. Can find himself fairly unlucky to find himself down in P9. His P7's on the same time. And he's coming in the pit lane. It's a bit quick for a lap. We've got an invalidation from CYP. And I think Nadir as well has done it into turn 1. We've got Jasper Varneveld on a lap at the moment, losing the back end into the hairpin. And we'll see what this Renault is capable of. He was very dominant in China until he crashed his car and brought out the safety car, which led to some crazy stuff. But he's going to come across the line now, and let's see what this Renault can do. Is he in the 107s? It's 107.910, and yeah, just under a tenth on pole. 700 separate them at the moment. And Robbins is starting a lap, so we'll go on board with the Mercedes, who hits the wall on the outside there, doesn't get invalidated. But yeah, he's like running deep through there, maybe that's the line, but he's backed off, so maybe that wasn't the line he was meant to be taking. Nadir's restarting his lap, and he's invalidated it again into turn 1. So he'll be in the pits this lap, I think. In fact, no, he can't. He's got to carry on. Or retire. Sancho Wiz is also on a lap. As we come into the back end of this qualifying session now. 1 minute to go. It's flown by. The Alpha Tauri driver is really pushing. You see the lockups there. Oh, he hits the outside wall. The rear tyre stepped out and clips the outside wall, but gets away with it. Braking under the bridge now, clipping the apex really nice in 5th gear. Little bit of understeer on exit, but gets away with it. We're going now into the hairpin. What a beautiful shot that is. We've got someone going off in the distance. The other, is it the Haas? Oh no, it's a Williams of, well, one of the Williams. I can't really tell. But coming to the end of the lap, let's see what he can achieve. Is it going to be an improvement for Sancho Wiz? Is breaking down into the crucial braking zone of the last chicane and across the line? Will Sancho Wiz get anywhere closer? He does improve, but not on position. It's still P7 for Sancho Wiz. We'll see if anyone else. Oh, Nadir's spinning. Nadir's disqualified for blocking. Parrish has finished his lap. We're going on board with Barrett, and it's a .4 invalidated. And they're falling like flies at the moment. He's not on a lap at all. We've got Matt Noah on a lap. Anybody else? We've got Lightning as well. So really, there's only 2 people who are on laps as Jasper goes even quicker to a .7. So 2 tenths on pole at the moment. Will SLR Lightning be able to do anything about it? It's 2 tenths down. He's got a lot of time to make up in this last sector. And we'll find out how bad his last sector really was on the last ball, how good it was. But he needs to find time. So he'll be hoping he can find a bit in this last sector. Coming down to the final chicane. Braking as late as you dare. And it looks really, really smooth. And he's coming up to line now. Was it enough to improve on his time? It was. It's P7 for SLR Lightning. The only person on a lap is Matt Noah, who improved to a 108.1, which keeps him in P4. And that is your qualifying session. Only 2 people going to the 107s in the end, but it's very close out there. I think the biggest surprise is O'Brock down there in P11. Last week's race winner, I think. He was last week's race winner, yeah, I remember. So, yeah, definitely not unhappy with that qualifying. Also, Dispreen not doing a lap. He won't be particularly happy about that. Oh, my crumble is still very hot. Just going to take a bite while I have a chance. But your pole sitter is Jasper Barneveld. And his trusty Renault. With SR Paris P2, AJ P3, Matt Noah P4, Robbins P5 with a much better qualifying effort this week. Same with CYP. SLR Lightning P7, Sancho is P8, Welper P9, Berra P10, Brock 11th, Spendler 12th, Skin Up in P13, Despreen P14, and Adia P15, who was disqualified. I wonder if you had anything to say about that. See if I can get some reaction to that in the chats. No, there's no reaction at all. Anyway, we will be very excited for this race. It looks very close out there. So it should be fantastic. There's plenty of people who could win this race. Jasper is obviously the favourite, as usual. And we'll see if he can actually hold on to it this week. Because he's yet to win a race. He's yet to score a point. He's down in P15 in the championship at the moment. We've got a few people just being naughty on the grid. Despreen and Skin Up. So start the race on cold tyres. Any predictions? Anybody on race winner? Except for Yagerson, who thinks Berra will pass them all. Which is unlikely. If I had to have an outside prediction, probably be this man. Robbins has yet to show anything. Seems to come back in races rather than starts well, but he's got a much better starting position this week. Interesting enough, O'Brock's gone hard tyres. And he's the only person to do that. So we've got all three tyre compounds in use, which will add a strategic element to this race. It's a very nice crumble, this is. As we line up to the grid, right? Stop eating, start commentating. As we're all waiting for the lights to go out, we're looking at a very nice green Armco sign. We've got 5 lights, and we're waiting them to they go out, and away we are going down into turn 1. And oh, what a start from SLR Parish into turn 1 we go. Oh, this contact, Robbins is round and heading where his teammate is. The yellow flag's already in sector 1. No VSCs though, as AJ has got P2 with CYP P3, and the other Alpha Tauri of Sancho is into P4. And now we're having a spaz attack on the standing screen, so we can't really see what's going on. Welper's now up into P8 with Berra into P9. It's been fairly well behaved, just Robbins tapped the rear of a car, which sends him probably where he belongs in these last few races. Here goes a dive bomb from CYP into the hairpin. A little bit of contact with Matt Noah, but he's gone far too deep, and he's going to struggle to get past. But now look at this with the slipstream. CYP has rocketed past Matt Noah and back up into P4, and he'll be happy to make up that place as he chases down a podium, which he hasn't looked at lightly of getting this season so far. So our top three is Parrish, Jasper and AJ, with CYP second behind at the moment, with Matt Noah struggling along a little bit. Sancho Wiz is stuck behind the Haas now, who looks a very capable car today, the AlphaTauri. With SLR Lightning also having a look. CYP picks up his first penalty of the day. Robbins is still last. Oh, Brock is second to last, so he's had a bit of a shocker. Oh, Jasper's round. Oh, he's gone straight on. We've reset to track. He was carrying on, but that's not ideal for him. We're looking further towards the front. CYP has overtaken AJ for P2. This man's on a mission. Look at him go. He's going for P1 now. It's CYP. As we're getting 50 million predicted pit stop strategies as AJ goes back past on CYP for P2 as they're tapping. But that man was on a mission for a bit as SLR Lightning's round. And now he rejoins the back of the field in P14. They're still going, no safety cars or anything, and that'll help a few people out. We've got yellow flags as Desprain's round, or is he? I think he's had a bit of an incident now. He's lost any front wing. He's lost half the front wing, so he's had a bit of an incident. And it's all kicking off here in these opening laps of this T2 race. We've got Berra in P7 now. Looking at Welper. Put Welp in the chat for Welper because he's about to get overtaken, it seems. Oh, he's got DRS to defend with. And he remains in front. Sancho Wiz picks up a penalty. And Paris sets the fastest lap. Looking further forward, Matt Noah is now on the back of CYP, so he's found some pace, and he's reeling in the leaders. It's the Italian stallion behind the fin of CYP. Mr. Spreen is in the pit lane. And it's getting very, very interesting. It's going to become a strategic battle at the front, because one of them will do the undercut at some point. We don't know when the pit stop is going to come, because I wasn't actually paying attention to the pit stop strategy in any way. But it's going to come at some point, and we'll wonder who will be the first one to bite and trigger the rest. Or will all of them come in at the same time? We're not sure. Fowles Parish, the undercut looks very nice where I'm standing. As Sancho Wiz is in the pits. Has he lost half front wing? Yes, he has. He's having his nose changed. And he'll come out just ahead of Jasper, I think. As Spendler and Skinup are having battle, and I think Skinup's got past Spendler for P9. As Jasper puts in the fastest lap of the race. But we're concentrating on these front four as CYP's getting all out of shape. He's ready to pounce. And CYP happened to be the rival I was up against when I claimed my first win. He came second in that race back in season 2. Such a long time ago. Using overtake and DRS down the straight. He's a bit hit and misses, CYP. I'll describe me in the Millets barrier, where he's either very good or just retires. And he looks very much on the limit here today. Heading down into turn 1. And yeah, nothing happening just as yet. Paris is holding on quite well in the leaders race. Obviously won the pre-season race. Very surprisingly won the pre-season race. And there's in contention here as well, the Ferrari. As Robbins and Lightning get rid of their mediums, I can't imagine that these softs can go much longer, probably up to 7 or 8 max. CYP is getting a lot of understeer there, nearly puts it in the wall. You can see from Matt Noah's point of view, he's a lot more comfortable, so maybe he's a bit worse on the tyres. He's SLR CYP. We're going down the straight now. Matt Noah has a real chance to overtake CYP, both using ERS, but going into the braking zone. Matt Noah to the outside, gives it up. Both former T1 drivers, so that they know what it's all about. And these two are starting to split up into two little gaggles of cars. As CYP picks up another penalty. Don't know what the situation is. Paris has got one. AJ hasn't for once. He has 3. And Matt Noah has 2. So there's a lot of penalties being picked up, which will put Berra into contention if he's not careful. They're not careful, because I don't think Berra's got any. Nothing. And I think that's what he's sort of hoping for here. Is NSX Berra. CYP lost the back end. He's actually been overtaken by Matt Noah. Spengler and Skinnup are going side by side down the straight under the traction zone. Who's going to get the DRS, I wonder? It's Spengler, so he's managed to get through on Skinnup. But here goes O'Brock, and he's overtaken Skinnup as well. What if Skinnup's pitting? No? Seemed a bit easier for an overtaker. CYP and Parrish are both in, triggering the pit stops for the front runners. With CYP going for the 1 stop. He's changing his front wing as well. So it'll put him behind, and he's going for the mediums, which will probably lead him to a 2 stop. Interesting. We don't know how this race is going to go. I think Welp has had a bit of a disaster. Oh, safety car. And that is heartbreak for CYP and Parrish, because the front 2 can get an easy cheap pit stop. And same with Berra and Nadir, who's had a great start from last. He's going to move into P4 legitimately, I think. I think O'Brock will be praying he'd started on a different tyre than the hards, because he's backfiring slightly now. But it is what it is. That's how unpredictable it is. Jasper retired from the session. And this is going to be a bit of a lot. It'll be interesting to see where everyone comes out. Parrish does come out P3. Or does he? Just. CYP, this has come out horribly for him because he's changed his front wing, so he's down in P10 now. Robbins down in P11. If there was Robbins, I might switch to a different strategy or something. If you're at the back, take a risk on the hards or something. So I'm not sure that mediums will go to the end. O'Brock's changed his tyres to the mediums. So now he doesn't really need another tyre. But I don't know if we can go to the end on the mediums. 26 laps might be a bit of a push. Why is everyone in AI mode? I don't know. Sancho isn't. Neither is Nadir now. Just taking a chill pill, taking a drink probably. As the leader is going for a bit of a phase there, but Matt Noah is back into P2. What was the race leader is Parrish on the lap holder tyres is now down into P3 due to that safety car. I mean, that isn't horrific, it could have been worse. With Berra on hards in P4, who will be going to the end of the race on them. Maybe just thinks they're a better race tyre. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. I mean, maybe Yagi-san was right. Maybe Berra will overtake everybody and take the race win here today, but it looked very unlikely earlier. But with these penalty situations we've got here, I mean, AJ's picked up his. It's 2 for Matt Noah, 1 for Parrish, nothing for Berra. You know, Brock as well has got half a chance of a decent result here today. He's got every chance. And I think that's what he's gambling on. And only time will tell. I'm trying to read the chats, sorry about that. Yeah, the safety car is currently out. We've got the Williams leading, everything's happening really. Despreen is currently last in his Red Bull, with the Welper P13, who's had a pretty bad start as well. We'll check the positions gained. I don't think we're going racing just yet. Oh, we are going racing. And that's a big gap, isn't it? Between SLR Lightning and Sancho. It's 1.2 seconds. I think he got caught out. And Berra and Nadir are going side by side. Nadir has overtaken Berra. Wait, where's AJ gone? He's pit. He's pit for softs. Why has he done that? What happened there? I would love to know, but Berra is getting overtaken left, right and centre at the moment. Has he got damage? Doesn't look like it. Just let Brock go. Maybe it's just the hard tyres not turning on. Oh, Sancho whizzes in the wall. And he's very lucky not to lose any front wing. But it's all happening at the back here. We're watching the Mercedes of Robbins making his move now. He's up into P9 ahead of CYP. No one's in the pits, but Berra is going backwards. He's lost 2 positions after this restart. Well, 1, but 2 in reality because AJ pipped for some reason. Which has put Matt Noah in the lead of this race, with Parrish chasing him down. And Nadir P3. I mean, this race can't get any more ups and downs. I mean, feels like everybody's leading it. Nobody wants it. Unless AJ's got a drive-through or something. But he couldn't have done because he's pit. I'm so confused. And Matt Noah's nearly picking up a 3rd penalty. Nadir's picked up another one. The person who crosses this line to win this race won't be the one that wins it today, let's be honest, with the amount of penalties they're getting picked up. Could be anyone's guess who's going to win this one. And I'm presuming... Oh, rev glitch, fantastic. I'm presuming the hard tyres will go to the end and the mediums won't. I could be wrong. I mean, Yagerson called it in the chat that they would be very slow because the hard tyre is shocking. But Spengler is now looking at the rear of him. He's on soft, so he's definitely two-stopping. And Sancho has also gone soft. Speeds went on soft 8 laps. He's went for track position for some reason. So there's lots of different strategies out there. Also, Robbins is looking at Sancho with position. Half a second the gap. It's really quite consistent, the gap. SLR Lightning is back up to P7 now, which confuses me, but how he's up there after spinning. His CYP pits. Brock picks up his first penalty. Berry gets all out of shape into turn 1. And that's allowing Spengler to really close the gap. But them soft tyres won't go for much longer on this pace anyway. Even if the hards are bad. They don't last very long. True. So the mediums are two-stopping. So we won't really know what happens then at the end of this race, because Berry can just hold up a train, really. That's, I think, his idea. Just keep it going in his first. I mean, Spengler's going to fly past on traction. He knows. He's not going to compromise his race. Penalties will come back to him, though, especially with, like, Matt Noah's got 6 seconds, I think. Nearly 9. Parrish has 3. Nadir has 6. O'Brock has 1. Spengler has too many to count. Berry has no warnings whatsoever. So that's his plan, really, I think. He's going for the underdog. Meanwhile, O'Brock is looking at Nadir. And Man Noah just seems to have pace on everybody at the moment. He's really starting to get away. But we're on lap 16 now of this Grand Prix. We've got who on the commentary? We've got Welper now in P9, having a look at Robbins. Despreen P10, who's climbed back up. Oh, Despreen's in the wall, and that's half front wing gone, surely. There it is. He's he got a snap of oversteer where the rear just tried overtaking the front and then ended up turning into it, and in the wall he went. Spengler and Barrow have Barrow would have absolutely crapped himself into that one. Look at him, he's jiggling about. Spengler went to the inside into the pit lane. Wow. As he's going on mediums now, and that should take him to the end of this race. I don't know how long the pit lane is here. It's about, I'd say about 17, 18 seconds possibly. Maybe a bit less. I can't remember. Yeah, Welper's currently stuck behind Robbins, and we've also got now SLR Lightning on Berra. Goes P5. He's currently about 8 seconds off the lead. I don't think this one stop's paying off for him. But we'll see at the end of the race. I mean, saving LZRS as well. Something to defend with. But then fresh softs or fresh mediums at the end will be lethal. I think in mediums. The race is going into a bit of a lull period now. We're waiting for something to happen, some people to pit. The gap between Parrish and Matt Noah is fairly stable. The CRP picks up a penalty, but that doesn't matter because he's down in P11. Matt Noah has 3 penalties now to his name. Parrish has 2. O'Brien has the 1. Nadir has nearly 3. SLR Lightning has 1. Berra has 2 warnings. And Matt Noah's hit the wall. No front wing damage. CRP picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. And he's DNF'd. So we are left with 12 runners in this Grand Prix. Still wondering what happened to AJ early on. I don't know why he pit again. Currently on board with one second. So on lap 20, still looking at the leader. Parrish has got past Matt Noah, by the way. Who do I think will win? I don't know. I think Berra has a chance if he doesn't pick up a penalty. If not, it's Matt Noah or Parrish, really, isn't it? Maybe O'Brock. Depends on penalties as well. It's difficult to judge at this point in the race. Welper and AJ have given up the ghost on their tyres. Only 11 laps on them mediums. Whereas SLR Lightning's been 15 laps on his his, and Berra started to come back at him with it. So maybe that's the tipping point. Nadir's got too many penalties, I think. Oh, Brock's only got one penalty, whereas Nadir's got two, so I don't think so. And also Manoa's also got two penalties, so not Manoa, Parish has two penalties and he's leading the race, so it's difficult. As SLR Lightning pits. So 15 laps is about the span of these mediums. I'm expecting double medium stints for these guys at the front. Where will he come out? He's changing his front wing as well, so that might be a reason behind his pitting. Where will he come out? In front of Welper. Someone who's been quietly going about his business is Robbins. He's done 16 laps on them now. He's been on since lap 6. So maybe they can go a bit longer. And Parish pits. And so does O'Brock. And so does Nadir. So if Matt Noah carries on, the rest are going for the undercut. Where will he come out in all this? Berra's moved up into P2. But how much of a gap is it? And they're going to come out 3, 4 and 5. Spender coming down the straight there. And AJ is retired from the session. Does that bring out a safety car? There's yellow flag in safety 3. Matt Noah's hoping. I think Barry would be hoping at this point. Never mind Matt Noah. Even a VSC would make a difference to their races. No safety car. So, no luck for them. Berra's got 8 seconds the gap between him and Parish. He's got to hold on to. Matt Noah's going a little bit longer. Maybe trying the soft tyres at the end. I'll double check the penalty situation again. Matt Noah nearly on his 4th penalty. Berra still on 2 warnings. Parish with 2 and nearly another one, and O'Brock only the 1. Nadir's got 2 penalties as well. And it's coming down by probably about a second a lap, I'd say. Like you said, you're probably going to catch him fairly quick. As Matt Noah comes into pits and goes on softs. Berra now leads the Grand Prix on his hard tyres. And you can see him going around that corner, like the slow coach he is at the moment. The best thing he can do is hold him all up. He's saving all his overtake. Well, he isn't, but he probably should. As the gap's come down by about 1.5 seconds this lap. So we're looking about 28 for the catch of them. And then you've got 7 laps to sort of hold off and get within the penalty range. He hasn't got anything at the moment. Parrish has 2 and a warning. If Parrish gets another penalty, that will be pretty crucial to this race. Oh, Brock only has the 1 penalty, which will be useful. Noah's nearly got 4. And Nadir is on 3 penalties now. So I think we can take Nadir out of the contention. I think it's between O'Brock and Berra, depending on how this goes. And here goes O'Brock into turn 1, round the outside. And what a drive this would be from O'Brock. He started P11, by the way. And now he's in P2, and then all he has to do is catch Berra and overtake him, pull 3 seconds, and he's won this race. It sounds not very simple, but it is pretty simple. Parrish picks up another penalty. I think Berra's been pretty nailed on for a P2. Unless Parrish can re-overtake Brock at some point and start making things difficult for him. But the slipstream looks very powerful. It's in traction zones like this Berra struggle with on them 17 lap hold hard tyres. But here comes Parrish. O'Brock's got lots of ERS to defend with. No DRS. Parrish shows his nose. O'Brock gets a fantastic exit. Parrish has nothing to be fighting with, and there goes Matt Noah. Here goes Matt Noah. Oh dear, that's going to end in tears. Oh, Parrish is round as well. They've took both of them out of the race for this lead. Wow, that was optimistic. I saw the overspeed. It was so much. And I don't blame Matt Noah for having a go there, but it was a bit too much, let's be honest. Parrish is still P2, Nadir probably had to check out of it. But yeah, that was a bit of a dive bomb, to say the least. He wasn't exactly side by side on O'Brock. And as predicted, lap 28, which seems to be the lap that Berra's going to get caught. Just a few laps short of the target they needed. They really needed O'Brock to get another penalty, but he's been so consistent. He's in the 111s, low 111s, and he's on 113s. It's nearly 2 seconds a lap. Yeah, Berra will be caught by Parrish, but he's going to get another penalty, so won't mean a lot. And the man that started P11 in this race looks on course to take this victory. Yeah, Matt Noah didn't have the patience, but he went for it. And here goes O'Brock on Berraby, who's struggling for traction, but he's got his ERS to defend with for now. Ten places at the moment. Here goes O'Brock on the straight, a bit of overspeed. Berra goes defensive. O'Brock round the outside. Shows how much grip. Berra is going to be very, very naughty and stick him on the inside, but Berra does not have any traction around the outside of O'Brock. Takes the lead of the Canadian Grand Prix and looks set to be winning it. He just needs to pull a 3-second gap now on Berra, which shouldn't be too difficult for him in 6 laps. Unless it picks up another penalty, then that's different. And he's picked up another warning as well, Brock, on this lap. Berra still nothing. Parrish is nearly on his 4th penalty. Or is it 4th? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And Adair has got 3. And Matt Noah has retired. In the middle sector, so he's crashed. But no safety car. We tick over to lap 30 of this Grand Prix. And your leader is O'Brock in the Alfa Romeo. With Parrish in P3, with Berra P2, Nadir P4. Spendler's been fairly quiet in this race. He's found himself in P5. With Skin up P6. Robbins P7, SLR Lightning P8, Welper P9, and Sancho Wiz down in P10. With his spreen ghosting around. So we've got 10 drivers left. And here comes Parrish on Berra. It looks like that's going to be a done deal, but pulling the time out might be a bit of a more difficult task. It depends if Parrish can catch O'Brock, possibly. I mean, Berra's technically still winning this race, but only just. But if O'Brock picks up another penalty, then it looks he has half a chance, really. But I don't know. Speak to any more warnings. Nothing more that I can see. But his pace has dropped off to a 12.2 now. Because Parrish is still in the 111s. So he's catching him. He's still a lap slower. No, it's unlikely. But with Parrish catching O'Brock, we might add a bit of a spanner to the works. And with 4 laps to go, it's going to be very interesting as Robbins has overtaken Spendler by cutting the corner. Now he's now up into P6 on fresh and mediums, P5 sorry, and he'll be trying to get to Nadir. And obviously Robbins was second in the championship, but he'll get all wiped out, so nothing will count. And I wonder if Robbins can catch Nadir and make something happen with that. But we're going on lap 33 now. And for the remaining 3 laps. And you say that Berra wouldn't win this race, but it's currently 4.4 the gap to the leader, I think. 4.6. This Parrish picks up another penalty. You say he wouldn't, but if he picked up another penalty, O'Brock, then things will happen. And he's 1 warning away from making that happen. So, it's not over yet. But it's unlikely. We'll see what Berra can do. I mean, he's about 5 seconds. He's got a second in hand if he does pick up another penalty. Oh, Brock. And Parrish is making some real inroads, which could make a difference. So, don't rule him out just yet. He might just be in P3, just hovering around with no penalties. But it could make a difference. I mean, I'll double check the penalty situation. I think Paris has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 seconds worth. Oh, Brock has just the 2 at the moment, but his last lap wasn't anything that special. I think Berra's picked up the pace in the recent laps. Yeah, he did a 12.7. He needs a few more of them. Nadir's got 4. Robbins has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I won't put him anywhere in contention. Don't rule anybody out at this point. I mean, Spendler might be on the podium for all I know. SLR Lightning sets the fastest lap of the race. And Berra has caught this lap. And oh, there you go into turn 1. Oh, Parrish nearly went round again. And that's allowed Berra to gain a little bit more time towards the leaders in his quest for trying to get another penalty. He's got 1 lap, and we'll see if he gets another warning. We don't know. We don't know just yet. Well, just keeping on board with old Brock. He's taking it so steady, not trying to pick up another warning, I think. It looks unlikely. I think Parrish had his go into turn 1 and that's cost him a chance. It looks like old Brock is going to claim victory here today at Canada unless something extraordinary happens into this last chicane. And then it looks like he's going to claim his second victory of the season. Coming into the final corner, old Brock breaking down into the chicane, doesn't corner cut it, comes across the line, and he claims victory here at whatever track we are at. In the end, Berra would have won the race if Brock could have got another penalty. He's 1 warning away from that other penalty. Managed to get P2 with Parrish P3, Nadir P4, Robbins P6 with Welper P5. He came out of nowhere in the end. With Spendler P7, Skin Up P8, SLR Lightning P9, and Sancho is down in P10, 30 seconds off anybody. Hold on, Sancho Wiz, I've got to make a lobby in a second for the T3 guys. Oh, Brock driver of the day, finishing P1 from P11. Obviously that safety car helped him a lot. And didn't really help Berra because he could have probably won it. But, and probably should have. But, yeah, the one stop nearly paid off. Nearly. Just didn't quite have the pace. In the end. But yeah, that has been your T2 Canadian Grand Prix. What a race it was as well. And it doesn't show in the standings and whatsoever. It looked like an absolute ball fest. But it was actually a very good race. Thank you everybody for joining me. I'll be hosting T3 in a second, which will be an absolute mesmerising race, I'm sure. And yeah, I'll see you soon. I'm Nano7, and I'm out here. Good night.